Governor, His Excellency Eugene Holliday, has approved the invocation of Article 59 by this Council of Ministers. The date for a snap election has been set for November 25th, with the expectation of a new parliament to be sworn in by December 23rd, 2019. All of the ministers have submitted their resignation in writing to the governor, and he has requested this Council of Ministers, including the Minister Plenipotentiary and the Deputy Minister Plenipotentiary, to continue our duties in the interest of St. Martin and to continue working with him until he has been able to take a decision on our request for resignation. We will continue as Council of Ministers to execute our duties in the service of this country. I understand that this is now an election season. However, this forum, Council of Ministers, press briefing is for the dissemination of information regarding the duties of the Council of Ministers and not a campaigning platform for political parties.
You know, it is always unfortunate and actually not good for any country, and in particular for St. Martin, to go through these exercises on such a regular basis. And yes, this government has been working very hard on projects. I mean, the preparatory time that you need to roll out multi-million-dollar projects, it takes time. The procurement, the legal side of it takes time. And then, of course, it is unfortunate if, because of whatever circumstances, you're not able to roll them out or execute them. But luckily, there are still some projects that, as a caretaker government, we are and can still roll out, put at work. So that's what we intend to do. One of them is, of course, the airport financing. We are concluding that this week. So, I mean, it is not what we want. It is not good. You need stability to be able to, continue what you need to do. But that's what it is. For the rest, yeah, as how people know me, I just continue until the buck stops. So I'm still committed, and I'm continuing. And so is the Council of Ministers. My colleagues will do similar. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Heerlings. Dimitri Whitfield of the Daily Herald, you have the floor.
Hi, good morning to everyone. Good morning to Martin and the Council of Ministers. My question is to the Finance Minister. What would be the cost now to hold new elections, and where specifically will the money come from, since government has no money and so much depends on liquidity support from the Dutch government?
Thank you for that question. The average cost for election is around 400,000 guilders. Normally, the government takes that into consideration. I mean, we have learned from the past, so you have to take it somewhere, the unforeseen, for instance, to have those monies available. And in my opinion, it has not really anything to do with, we don't have the money. This is something that you have to budget because that is our history. And we continue to, write that history, and then the government has no other option to count that into the budget of the country. So that's how it is, and that's approximately the cost of a snap election. And I would have loved to use that money for other things, of course. I think you share that opinion as well.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
You deserve it, my hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. Sing it, everyone. Sing it. Let me hear you from the bottom of our hearts. My hallelujah belongs to you. Oh, my hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. Oh, my hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve.
Ik ben diep bezorgd over de staat van het openbaar bestuur, over de integriteit van het openbaar bestuur, over het functioneren van de democratische rechtsstaat op Sint Maarten. En ik ben daar met name diep bezorgd over, omdat een overheid hoort de belangen, het algemeen belang van een land te dienen en ook het algemeen belang van de inwoners en niet het particuliere belang van parlementariërs of andere politici. En ik maak me daar ernstig zorgen over.
Ja, 9e keer hè, in 10 jaar tijd dat het kabinet klapt op Sint Maarten. Wat is de rol van Den Haag hierin?
Nou, de rol van Den Haag is natuurlijk een rol op afstand. Maar ik redeneer, ik heb dat al eerder gezegd, ik vind dat de mensen op Sint Maarten zijn mijn familie in koninkrijksverband. En ik vind het gewoon heel erg om te zien hoe mensen in het water liggen, dreigen te verzuipen en dat ik niets doe. Dus ik vind dat ik als Nederlandse parlementariër, zeker in de richting van de Rijksministerraad, mijn verantwoordelijkheid moet pakken. En hoe lang moeten wij nog toezien dat dit misgaat? Genoeg is genoeg. Ja, er zijn verschillende opties volgens mij, maar één van de opties waar we, wat mij betreft, waar ik aan de Rijksministerraad, en dat ga ik ook vragen over stellen samen met collega Bosman van de VVD, wat zijn nou eigenlijk de opties om in zo'n land in het Koninkrijk inderdaad in te kunnen grijpen? Ik vind namelijk wat op Statia is gebeurd, dat is natuurlijk binnen Nederland, dat is een andere situatie. Maar ik denk dat Statia enorm geholpen heeft in het verder vooruitkomen als land. En ik weet niet wat er mogelijk is in het Koninkrijk ten opzichte van een afzonderlijk land, maar ik vind wel dat de tijd is gekomen om dat te onderzoeken.
De wederopbouw moet in ieder geval gegarandeerd worden, zegt u.
Ja, is toch ook schandalig. Er liggen miljoenen klaar. Maar men is kennelijk niet in staat op Sint Maarten om daar vervolgens in het collectieve belang invulling aan te geven. Die luchthaven alleen al, dat moet gewoon zo snel mogelijk gerepareerd en gerealiseerd worden. Om het land de inkomsten te bieden waar ze dringend behoefte aan hebben. En dat is gewoon voor individuele burgers hun welzijn wat er moet gebeuren.
Wanneer verwacht u dan antwoord van de regering?
Ik ga aan de regering vragen om voor de begrotingsbehandeling van koninkrijksrelaties, wat volgens mij ergens in oktober is, om antwoord te geven op deze vraag. Ik verwacht dat er in november verkiezingen zijn. Ik maak me daar ook zorgen over die verkiezingen, want wie zijn er op dit moment in staat om het goede te doen in Sint Maarten? Ik ben daar met 9 kabinetten in 10 jaar best somber over. En nogmaals, Sint Maarten is een zelfstandig land in het Koninkrijk. Dat is de toekomst van het land. Er is ook een generatie aanstaande die volgens mij het allerbeste voor heeft met het algemeen belang op Sint Maarten. Ik heb totaal geen ambitie om te zeggen, goh, we moeten weer terug naar een staat van vroeger. Dat is aan de bevolking van Sint Maarten. Maar op weg daarnaartoe moet er wel iets gebeuren.
Right now, individuals are being given the opportunity to appoint their ministers. Here we goes again. You understand me? And that is not the issue. The issue here is they like to talk about country, about self. And how is it possible that they now has interest in appointing, and we are giving them that benefit to be able to appoint ministers? Those nonsense they need to stop, and it needs to go into any declaration. Also, a new governance program that we are going to reform government. It means that how government is formed, this issue here, legislatively, going to be put in parliament within short notice. The next notice is that we are going to bring the right instances to get the parliament to address the economic, social, and cultural right that the Dutch government and the kingdom government has been violating. Get that on parliament. Then they will see that people truly got testicles and to confront the Dutch. Don't act if you want the Dutch, Mr. Knops to come here, ask him about the economic, social, and cultural rights violation. You understand me? That is discriminatory to the people of the island and the people of St. Martin. Don't have him come here to come talk nonsense what they have done already and how they spend it and how they are obstructing our progress. Ask him real questions about what happened to the 13,000 homes of the poor and the needy, and what is the Dutch government plan for bringing the people out of poverty. Those are the things that we need to get, not Knops, we need to get the Prime Minister of the kingdom to answer us and those sort of things there.
Make use of WIB mobile banking with easy access and direct usage of face recognition, PIN code, or fingerprint. Download WIB mobile banking app and make your transaction from anywhere at any time. For more information, visit wib-bank.net/quick-login.
You deserve it. My hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. Sing it, everyone. Sing it. Let me hear you from the bottom of our hearts. My hallelujah belongs to you. Oh, my hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. Oh, my hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You
also want to address the issue of CNOPS's visit. Something to me as straightforward as that has been used by members of parliament to create more uncertainty, to place questions, ask questions, put questions where actually there are none. So let me just recap the matter of the visit by Minister, or State Secretary rather, Knops. No, the Parliament of St. Martin did not invite State Secretary Knops to St. Martin. State Secretary Knops would have been in the Windward Islands. That should also explain why the meeting with him needed to be scheduled while he is in the territory, while he is in the country. So that's why the reason for the meeting to take place on Wednesday. The opposition now, the majority, the coalition of 9, have used the scheduling of this meeting by my person to question the urgency, according to them, even not in accordance with procedure calling of this meeting. Fact is, the letter that I responded to the 3 members, being Myers, Peterson, and James, requesting the meeting, I explained to the members and to all members of Parliament that State Secretary Knops could not be asked to come and give account to the Parliament of St. Martin. His Parliament, so his chambers, are the ones to do that for him, to him, just like this Parliament of St. Martin is the one to do it to our ministers. We call our ministers to give account. However, like with any other proposal by members of Parliament, or sometimes even by third parties, by others, the Parliament can invite anyone we deem necessary to come to a meeting. So that part in the letter to the members requesting the meeting is for convenience sake by those who want to make it an issue. That part is being left out. So fact is, has nothing to do with going against procedures. The ones who are objecting, who have objected to the State Secretary's visit to Parliament, who indicated that they will not be attending a meeting with the State Secretary, should be very upfront and explain whether it is that they wanted to speak to State Secretary Knops at all, or they did not want to speak to him and are now hiding behind procedures. To me, it's yes or no. Did you want to speak to State Secretary Knops? Do you want to ask him the questions that you have been throwing out on St. Martin or not? Because it's not a matter of procedures. It's a matter of not being able to get enough factions/members to hold the meeting, and I was not going to put the Parliament of St. Martin in any embarrassing situation by having the State Secretary sit here along with those members who would have attended and just await the time to pass and have to conclude that I did not have a quorum to hold the meeting.
Hello, St. Martin. My name is Stephanie Medina, and I play football with the Walichi Women Soccer team. I have represented St. Martin in many different games. For example, the Dutch Caribbean Women's Soccer Cup. I played against Bonaire, Aruba, and Curacao right here in this stadium. Sports matter to me because it makes me happy, it keeps me fit and healthy, and it is very fun. So I ask the business community to take on this challenge and help us rebuild our facilities. And I also ask the community to nominate the local businesses in your area and take on the challenge and step up for sport. Why? Because sports matter. Check out the Department of Sport Facebook page for more information. Hashtag sports matter. Hashtag are you in?
You deserve it. My hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. Sing it, everyone. Sing it. Let me hear you from the bottom of our hearts. My hallelujah belongs to you. Oh, my hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. Oh, my hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve.
Our constitution is strongly patterned after that of the Netherlands, and they have exactly the same problem within their constitution in terms of if they have a one-seat majority, in even with 150 members, you still have the same problem.
Correct.
And they have the exact same problem. They have changing of allegiances all the time, and they have changes in government all the time. And it happens in many democratic countries around the world. I am not saying that to say it is right, because especially for a small country going through such a tough time, yes, it is precarious. But we said this from the onset, that the National Alliance was for a broader-based government, a government for the people. But again, the same power maneuver to get the National Alliance out of government in 2017 is who decided they were going to form the new government, and that's why they formed their new party, or the new vehicle, as I heard an MP in here say, to move forward, but they could never synchronize their move. And that has been to the detriment of the people. And another thing, Billy, before you even go any further, I am very disappointed in some of the media houses and even the Dutch media, because they purport to be not biased. But how come on the 9th of September, when Frankie Myers, the member of parliament, stated, I no longer support this government, how come then there wasn't an outcry from the Netherlands as to instability on St. Martin?
Correct.
How come then it wasn't said on the media, government fall? They're asking a question. Once a government loses its majority, that government has fallen.
Is that by constitution?
By rights, the following day, that government should have tendered their resignation.
But when you say
But
by
because
rights, is that written though? That's what I want to know. Because I hear that a lot.
once
Is that written?
once a government loses its majority,
Yeah.
it is supposed to tender its resignation.
Good. So
what happened is that because the honorable member of parliament said that he was willing to work with the coalition,
okay.
the governor gave them time because they wanted to avoid quote-unquote instability.
Good. So then
And
Frankie
we
Myers
also
sat
back.
made a
Yes.
mistake.
Frankie Myers is the cause, his statements, whether he is right or he is wrong, because everything he stated about how things were functioning within this parliament and this government is what this opposition has been stating for 1 year and how much ever months we are in there. Okay, 1.5 years. We have been stating it. We have been stating about the lack of cohesion. We have been talking about the lack of unity, the lack of vision, the lack of movement, the lack of people on St. Martin feeling that it is 2 years post a hurricane, especially if they are vulnerable people on St. Martin. Yeah. The people who are moving forward are the business people who are a contingency plan in place. And that's why the country continues to move forward. Not because of government's actions. Yeah. It continues because the economy itself recovered itself. But the things that the government is responsible for are lagging behind. And we were talking about this for the past 1.5 years.
So you're saying that
and now Frankie Myers was saying exactly what we said.
Correct.
So I can't say he was wrong. I am saying he was wrong to go along all along. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I am saying that he should have then stood when the government couldn't be formed with a broader base and said, no, but we're doing the same foolishness over again. Then is when he should have stood. But anyway, better late than never, he stood. He stood, but he didn't stand. He still didn't stand for it because he decided he still wanted to work with them. And he made a public statement today. He could backtrack it later again. That's on him. I have no problem with that. I don't have a personal problem with MP Myers. And he has always told me, Silveria, you need to stop taking these things personal. So yes, I have stopped taking these things personal. But the people of St. Martin have a right to take it personal, that today you say this, tomorrow you say something else.